And what you've got to try to do is to keep your boss happy in 4 days a week. Okay? So you've got to do what you're paid to do by your boss. So you have to help, and you have to show that you're you've got not two face, but you've got one face for days Monday to Thursday and another face for the day which is your own day. You will all find you're busy. A friend of mine said, being busy is simply a sign you can't say no. It's very easy to be busy in public health. Everyone in public health is busy. Busyness is what we do. People go home exhausted after doing 100 emails, and then they're responding to other people who also go home exhausted having done 100 emails. Busyness is not what you're about. Another friend had a sign on his phone saying, say no, the only thing to suffer is your vanity. You'll get an invitation to come to meetings, join groups, doing things. Okay, so you're going to do work in opposition to what the machine wants you to do. You're going to keep the machine happy in 4 days a week. I've actually managed to keep most of my bosses happy with 3 days a week of my efforts. Looking keen is very important, looking keen is very... but what you have to do is to set up a covert operation.
Hi, I've been interested in injuries for many years now, and recently began looking at the issue of young driver crashes. Now, young driver crashes are actually increasing against a climate of decreasing numbers of crashes for all other drivers. So what I've been looking at is ways in which we could actually reduce the young driver crash problem. And I started looking at approaches they take in other parts of the world. And what my slide is hoping to do is to describe where we are, the problem with where we are, with the way we teach people to learn to drive and how they behave just after they've learned to drive, and offer a potential solution and the potential benefits of that solution. I went for a storyboard format, and we begin over on the far left in the learner driver period. And in the UK currently, you turn 17, you can learn to drive whenever you want to. Now, I've represented it with a little red car. It's probably not particularly fair to learner drivers. They've got relatively low crash risk because they're supervised while they're learning. But once you pass your test, which you take whenever you feel ready, you then move on to an unrestricted full licence. 75% of those who are moving on to their full licence are under the age of 25. The little musical notes emphasising that they're probably young drivers, not that listening to music while you're driving is exclusively for those who are under the age of 25. But they're often driving late at night and with a number of other young passengers in the car. They're high risk. High-risk activities for young drivers are driving at night, driving with passengers in the car, particularly passengers of a similar age. And as a result, 1 in 5 newly qualified drivers crash within 6 months of obtaining their licence. Most newly qualified drivers, as I say, are under the age of 25, and 4 people every day in the UK are killed or seriously injured in crashes involving young drivers, which is really ridiculous numbers, if you ask me, when we know that there are things that we can do about it. Coming down to the bottom is the solution, the proposed solution that is used in many other parts of the world, most of the USA, Canada, Australia, parts of Europe. The learner period is generally of a minimum length, often up to 1 year, and learners have to complete a logbook, do a whole variety of exercises during that stage. At the end of that stage, if they pass a test, they move into a fixed term, restricted intermediate period. So we've moved on to the little amber car. They're not perfectly safe, but generally we take away the very high-risk activities. We take away driving at night from them. We take away their ability to carry passengers. And this means that the most dangerous situations are off limits to them, if you like. And as a result, once they then complete their intermediate period, they then move into a full licence, and we know that the crash risk is generally reduced. So what I then did was looked at how we could actually estimate the potential benefits of this in Great Britain. I looked at police road crash data, looked at the number of crashes that happen at night and with young people in the car, and came up with an estimate that in Wales alone we could be saving 15 lives a year, preventing 1,000 casualties, saving the Welsh economy just under 60 million a year. If you magnify that up to Great Britain, we're looking at saving 236 lives a year, preventing 14,000 casualties and saving the UK economy around 890 million. So it's substantial savings. Yes, it requires changes to the law, but I think they're changes that offer us a way to reduce significantly our young driver crash problem. Thank you.